Good morning, and welcome again to this lecture of electronics in which we were studying, say, the applications of diode, right? And we have almost completed all sorts of applications like rectifier circuits, clippers, and clampers. Now, today we are going to study more about the DC power supply, the one of the component of DC power supply, which is very important, and that is called as the filter circuit, right? So, filters circuit actually filters the pulsating DC into AC. Now, how it does, that is what we need to study today, right? So let us start with that. Let me share my screen and let me introduce myself. I guess my screen is visible to you. Uh, is it visible now? Yeah. So let me introduce myself. Myself, Dr. Andy Mishram, Head and Associate Professor, Department of Electronics, Sri Mathuradas Mohta College of Science. And today we are going to study the topic of our today's lecture is the filter circuits, which is supposed to be added after the rectifier circuit, and which is supposed to actually convert this pulsating DC, which we are expecting to get out of the rectifier circuit into say the pure DC, right? So let us start with this. So today I will just brush it up what we have studied in the earlier classes. We have almost completed the power supply unit block diagram of power supply, and then we have studied three different rectifier configurations, and also now today we are going to study this the function of a filter. Also we need to study more voltage regulators and all, but this is not in your syllabus, so we'll skip those things. Okay. Then transformer is supposed to be the basic building block. What is a transformer? Which converts a higher AC into a lower AC or vice versa. On that note, we are having two types of transformers: step up and step down transformer. In our say requirement, we are using say the step down transformer, which is going to convert a higher output voltage, higher input voltage into a lower output voltage, right? So these are some of the power ratings which we use for the primary windings of the transformer. Now the rectifier circuit, I guess we have almost completed this. We will just brush it up. This is actually the circuit diagram of a half wave rectifier in which only one diode is connected over here. And if the diode is connected in like this, then it is going to rectify positive half of the AC input, right? Similarly, if the diode is connected in this region, then this is again going to work as a half wave rectifier, but in this case, it is going to rectify the negative half of the cycle AC input supplied to it, right? So this is the basic half wave rectifier. I just needed it to brush it up. So I'm refreshing what we have studied, and this is how the rectifier circuit works. So whenever we are having this, uh, the positive half cycle will work, and during the negative half cycle it will work as say uh, the closed open switch. Therefore it will say rectify the negative half. Only positive half will come across. So for that we need this. So if you have to rectify another half, then we have to use this diode in the reverse bias, and then it will work in that. So this is how the current flows through the rectifier circuit. We have already completed this. Then we are having this as the full wave rectifier circuit. Again, we are using over here the center tapped transformer, which implies that here it will be having three terminals coming out of the transformer, the S1, S2, and the central tapping, that is S. So we have connected two diodes in this fashion, as we have connected for one diode to rectify half of the cycle and another diode to rectify another half. So we'll be getting the total AC cycle across this load resistance RL, right? So this was a full wave rectifier, which implies that it is going to rectify full of the wave. So we are going to get both the halves, negative half as well as the positive half. We'll study that. And this was the last rectifier circuit, which was actually the bridge rectifier circuit, in which we are connecting four diodes, and two diodes at a time work simultaneously to give the full wave output, right? So again, this the rectifier circuit is going to give you the total wave coming out of the load resistance RL, right? So this was say the rectifier circuits. Now to start with the filter circuit. Now what is a filter that we need to know? So the filter circuit is going to filter the pulsating DC, right? So after the rectifier circuit, we are supposed to get pulsating DC. That is the pulses, right? Sharp pulses we are expecting out of it, like this. So to make it a pure DC, we need some circuit, and for that we can use this shunt type of a capacitor, right? Shunt capacitor which is connected in parallel to the output load, that is called as shunt, right? So parallel means shunt. So we are connecting this capacitor in parallel, and this works as a filter circuit. Now, how it is going to work? So when during the positive half cycle, we are going to get the positive half, but during the negative half cycle, the during this positive half cycle, the capacitor is supposed to charge, right? So as soon as it gets charged, then the positive half is supposed to come across this output or the load resistance RL. But during the negative half cycle, during which the diode is supposed to be reverse bias and it is as good as the open switch, then it won't conduct. And due to this, what happens? The capacitor will start discharging, and the capacitor is supposed to give you the output across this load resistance RL. Now, depending on the discharging time of this capacitor, we might have, because uh, the capacitor charges, say, linearly, but discharges exponentially, right? So, whenever the capacitor is discharged, it takes some more time. So, depending on how or what is the capacity of that capacitor, it is going to charge or it is going to discharge, right? So, during the negative half cycle, when it is discharging, so it will have this type of a linear or exponential discharge, right? So it will take some time to discharge, which implies that will be having this sort of curve. And if again, if the capacity of the charge capacitor is being increased, then we might have a straight line like this. So before coming to the next half, next positive half, this already will remain in the positive region. So it will give you a linear line like this, right? So this is the pulsating DC, and during this dotted line, this capacitor is discharging, and which is supposed to give the positive voltage over here. It implies that the output voltage will remain at a constant level, right? So it is supposed to give you a constant voltage at this portion, which is which is what we require as a DC pure voltage, right? But still, it is not pure DC because it is fluctuating towards down, and then it is again increasing over here. I guess my cursor is visible to you. So here it is showing again some portion which is being detained. If we are having a pure line like this, then only we say that it is a pure DC. But I guess this in this region, the capacitor is charging, right? And in the negative half cycle, when it starts discharges, it will again reach to point 0. But if you increase the capacity of this capacitor, then what happens? It will not fully discharge, but it will have some voltage. It will keep some voltage over there, and the output will come across this point. And at this point, it will again will be having the positive half coming across it. So as we go on increasing the capacity of the capacitor, will be having a pure DC wave. So this is how the filter circuit works. This is the simplest filter that we are having in our syllabus. We call it as a shunt capacitor filter. I guess you might be going through the syllabus of RTMNU, which is supposed to be the new syllabus of this. So we are having this shunt capacitor only, and shunt means we are putting the capacitor in parallel to the load resistance. Shunt means parallel, right? So as we put this capacitor in parallel with this load resistance, the output of this is going to become a linear one, or it will be a pure DC like. So again, if you look at the graphs that we are having, so the input signal which is supposed to give to the rectifier circuit is supposed to be like this. So we are having a full sine wave coming out of the transformer, and when we apply this input, that is the output of the transformer, that is secondary output of the transformer, will be having a AC wave like this. That is we calling here it as a input signal. Now After the rectifier circuit, when we put it to this, when we put this input signal to a rectifier circuit, we will be having these types of half wave. Since we have put it to the half wave rectifier, then what happens? We'll be having this, right? During the positive half, it will be on, and during the negative half, we'll be having output as zero. Again, during the next positive half cycle, we'll be having the output, and for the next negative half cycle, we'll be having zero. If you put such type of output to the rectifier, to the filter circuit, which we are calling it as a capacitor filter, then what happens? During this region, positive half, the capacitor is supposed to charge, right? And when it is in the negative region, it will start discharging. That is what I need to tell you, or I was talking in the last slide, that if the capacity of the charger, capacity of the capacitor is been increased, then it will take some time to discharge. And depending on that time of discharging, we'll be having the output voltage. So as you are able to see over here in this portion, the capacitor is discharging from this point to this point. So even if it is not fully discharged, means it is not zero, still we are having some voltage coming out of over here. So here we are having the another half wave coming across. So if you increase the capacity of that condenser or the capacitor, then it might reach to this point. So the discharging will not take place anyhow, and it will remain in the positive half. Since again it is going to charge, then it will remain there. So we'll be having a pure DC wave, a DC line like this, right? So this is the main job of the capacitor, to charge and keep the output voltage to a constant level, and therefore we call it as a filter circuit, right? Which is going to filter this AC harmonics, and which is supposed to give you the pure DC, right? So this is the main job of the capacitor. But now we have seen this in for a half wave rectifier. If you apply this to a half wave rectifier, then it is supposed to give you this type of a signal. But what happens if you put it to the output of a full wave rectifier? In that case, I guess we are having two positive halves or coming over here, and which will require very less time to go, right? So, so I guess it is not shown over here. So in that region, what happens when we have a full wave rectifier, then both the halves will appear over here, and before the capacitor starts discharging, it will remain at this point. So we'll be having the full wave coming out of it, and we'll be having a linear voltage or a DC voltage, a constant level voltage across this filter circuit, right? So I guess you have understood what I mean to say by using this filter circuit. If you have any questions, you can ask me on that. So we can have some questions on this. Have you understood this? I've just brushed it up what we have studied in the last class. Right. So I will just again repeat it for you. So we have studied this transformers and rectifier circuit. This is half wave rectifier. This is say another half wave rectifier. Then this is the full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifier in which we are using two diodes connected back to back, I guess, and by using the center tapped transformer, right? So we are supposed to have this output voltage across with respect to this center tapping, that is S1, S, and S2, right? So we have studied this earlier, and this was another circuit which is full wave bridge rectifier circuit, in which two diodes work simultaneously to give you both the halves, both the positive halves coming out of across the load resistor. And this is the filter circuit. This is the simplest filter circuit that we are having. This is the input given to the transformer, and in the output of a transformer, still it is a AC, but it is a lower voltage AC. Okay, so here we are applying lower voltage AC at this point, in which we are calling it as the half wave rectifier. Only half of the wave is being rectified. So during this positive half cycle, what happens is the diode becomes forward bias, the capacitor gets charged, and the output voltage come across this. So at this point, since they are both are connected parallelly, so the output voltage will remain at like this. But yeah, during this region, the capacitor is supposed to charge. Okay, so this charging is shown over here, and this the arrow shows the flow of the flow of electrons, right? So the electrons are going to flow from say the positive to the negative half. sorry, from negative to positive, right? So this is the flow of say electrons, and the current will flow in the opposite direction to the electron. So at this point, the capacitor is supposed to charge, right? And then as soon as it goes in the negative side, the capacitor will start discharging, and as it will take some time to discharge. So during this portion where we are expecting a zero output voltage over here, right? So there will be some of the output coming across the load resistance RL, and during this time again the second uh, say sine wave will appear, second half of the sine wave will appear, and we'll be having this type of output waveform, right? So this was for the half wave rectifier, and this is the shunt capacitor or a parallel capacitor which is connected across the load, right? And this is how we are expecting the output to come. Okay, so do you have any questions on this? So this is the input signal that we are going to connect. Actually, this is the output of the transformer, which is coming across the secondary S1 and S2. So which is again the sine wave, but a lower voltage sine wave. Then the output of the half wave rectifier will be giving you say the positive half, and during the negative half, the output voltage will remain to zero. Okay. Then another will be having the positive half, and again for the negative half, the output will remain at zero, right? And if you apply this to this filter capacitor filter circuit, then this will charge, and again it will discharge. But during this discharging time, as the voltage of the capacitor will decrease, right? During this time, we are not having this voltage, so it will remain at some positive or high voltage, and it will keep that load resistance to a positive high voltage. And then during when the again the next positive half cycle will appear, we'll be having the charging of the capacitor, and the same goes on repeating. So we'll be having a DC pure sine. I guess this is much is enough for today. If you have any questions, you can ask me right now, or we'll end the class over here. So do you have any questions? Right. So in the next class, tomorrow also we are going to continue with this, and we are going to study more about say how the capacitor will work as a filter circuit when we are applying it to a full wave output. So we'll be seeing that in the next class tomorrow. So I guess this much is enough for today. Thank you very much for joining. Stay tuned to my YouTube channel. I will be uploading more videos on my YouTube. Please go through the YouTube and watch, like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. By that time, stay home, stay safe, take care. See you in the next class.